correct, Transformer TCG fans. Okay, it's Grillenheimer. So what we're going to look at in continuing these base cards. I can't remember what part I'm on. Like, yeah, I did one recording that I thought I had already gotten this done, and I hadn't got it done. I did have a video, but it was a little long. So and I went over 12 cards. This is, I'm gonna cut it in half to 6 cards, 6 base cards. And these are mostly Cybertronian base cards. You're gonna see a little bit of diversity here. And if you're looking to say, oh, well, I want one base card for this group, you're showcasing this. I like this. Let me try that. So let's get into the top of this. The last one I believe we looked at, we went through like Arcade Cave and into conquered Cybertron. So now we're at Crystal City. We're going in alphabetical order for the most part, except for the one where I looked at the ships. So Crystal City is an orange green pip base card. The green pip has the Constructicon trait on it. Yes. So yeah, if you don't have don't say listening to a few of my videos and I'm like, wow, I really stumble over my words a lot. I apologize. So if you want to play 1 or 2 base cards without having a space bridge, to be able to pull in a card or 2, this would be great for your Constructicons. So let's see what it looks like though. Guardians have bold 1 until end of turn. Each Constructicon has +1 to defense for every 3 counters on your tower until end of turn. Or excuse me, until end of your opponent's turn. So, and then it has a lot of the normal, you know, base cards in play. Once in play remains in play until another base card is played. Well, you know what I mean. I said that wrong, but boy, that was fun. Then I actually, one of the few base cards where I actually had the reminder on here, because it was one of the earlier ones where, you know, green plus Constructicon is a green, except it has no battle effect when flipped for a non-Constructicon character. Which basically means you have to, in order to get this on the flip, it has to be Constructicon. And why would you play Constructicons individually taken out of their team, because they're kind of weak otherwise. I mean, some of the other combiners have some neat effects when mixed in with other characters, like Motormaster or somebody like that. But yeah, so Crystal City is, as long as it's like only one of your, you know, 1 or 2 base cards in your deck with Devastator, with the Constructicons, you could do this. And yeah, it's going to give them a little more defense. I'm not sure if aggro decks are great for the Constructicons or not. I hate to admit that. I don't get to play the game much. I don't remember playing around with the Constructicons a whole lot. Gosh, that's been a while. So it is orange. If that's gonna jive with you with an aggressive deck with Constructicons, if you play mostly defensive, but it's an orange pip that's gonna help them on the defense, but depending on how high the tower is. Of course, Pierce can always get through defense. But you got 6 counters on that tower. Each Constructicon is gonna have added 2 defense. Unless your opponent is able to knock out the base card. Let's keep going. Cybertron. This Cybertron card is orange and green, no faction. It is a dual faction card though, because each Autobot and Decepticon in alt mode has bold 1 until end of turn. Only bold 1? Yeah. Originally it was like bold 3. And I thought, boy, this seems a little too much. It's like equivalent of a supercharge. You have a supercharge and a brass knuckles and this in play. I mean, that would be like bold 8. That would just be almost too ridiculous. So I'm thinking, let's bring this back down and let your bold build up incrementally. And I just did bold 1. Since it is only for 1 mode, it still could help your opponent. So there's that. I did make it a common for what it is. And like I said in the previous video, since this is a hybrid faction card, it can knock out, it can still knock out those cards like Autobot base, the Ark. It isn't just a Decepticon card, it's also an Autobot card. So that being also an Autobot card, it can knock out Autobot base, the Ark. It can knock out Decepticon HQ. So even though it may be going against it, because it's someone is like, well, that's a Decepticon card. You can't play that. This my base card says so. Well, this is also an Autobot card. I can still play Autobot faction cards. So I'm knocking out your Ark with this. The Autobot base of the Ark, okay? So let's keep going. So that way Cybertron can knock out either one of those bases, which happen to be on Earth. Cybertron passed. Blue-green. While this is in the battlefield, each bot mode has bold 2 until end of turn. So while Cybertron helps out alt modes with bold 1, Cybertron passed is going to help your bot modes give bold 2. So yes, this is going to help you immediately for your attack, and which might incentivize your opponent to go, ooh, well, let me flip to my bot mode, which is stronger anyway, and get bold 2 off of your Cybertron passed, plus whatever I'm doing. You see, it's going to make things a little more interesting, and you may end up wanting to knock this out yourself, depending on how each of y'all have created your deck. Cybertron Airspace, there it goes, is blue-green. Seekers, the planes go up, Seekers go down. I feel like I'm talking about my grandfather teaching me stalactites and stalagmites, but it's only Seekers can get this on the flip, but it is a nice defensive card. But each plane and Seeker has bold 1 until end of turn. Each car and truck has -1 bold for battle. A character can't have bold below 0, so that normal jargon. It's going to help your planes at your I almost said stalagmites and stalactites. Your planes and Seekers are both going to get bold 1. So, and this is kind of an image right before Conquered Cybertron, I believe, because it was earlier on in Beast Wars. This is actually from Beast Wars. And somebody was explaining what Megatron would do if he conquered Cybertron. And this is in line with the Beast War story arc, which Beast Machines completely just wipes off the table. So, that, you know, Cybertron Airspace. That's why I consider Cybertron Alternate Future. This is an image from Beast Machines, because I do not consider Beast Machines canon. People on Facebook will type to me until they're red in the face, because I'm sorry. One, it wasn't shown in my area, so I didn't get to see it at all until I bought the DVD set, which is right over there. And then when I finally did, I thought it was okay. It was very redundant, and they completely bastardized the personalities of the characters that we got to know and love in Beast Wars. It was like Optimus Primal regressed. He got obsessed. He became extreme. Megatron became extreme. It was I like the spiritual aspect. A lot of people didn't, but I kind of liked that spiritual aspect of it. But Rhinox just was not Rhinox. Silverbolt was not Silverbolt. And the story, the plot was so slow. And the same music over and over, and they just, you know, oh, we need more planes, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Oh, here's some planes. I don't know. It was good for what it was, and after trying to watch the Armada trilogy, which I didn't, I watched a few episodes of Armada, and I'm like, this is Pokemon, I'm not watching this. And then I tried watching the Little Energon when it came out, and I'm like, this is for 5-year-olds, I'm not watching this. Even got this a CD of Cybertron, part of Unicron coming, and I'm like, this is for 6-year-olds. I can't watch this. I just could not stomach it because I was in my 30s or late 30s or something. I'm just like, oh gee. So going from that to Beast Machines when it was finally available on DVD was a breath of fresh air, believe it or not. And I'm like, yeah, I can finally see what this is all about, because my area did not have it at all. We did not have Fox Kids, and Fox Kids, to me, is what destroyed Beast Wars, and they molded into what Beast Machines became. Or otherwise, I think it would have been something completely different. Anyway, Cybertron Alternate Future. That's my rant for the day. Orange and green. While this card is in the battlefield, each Autobot, Maximal, Predacon, and Decepticon in alt mode has bold 2 until end of turn. Now, what I have done, instead of making this a hybrid pip card, hybrid faction card, I have made this Cybertron Alternate Future 4 different times. So there is an Autobot faction card of this, a Maximal faction card of this, a Predacon faction card of this, and a Decepticon faction card of this. So imagine pulling boosters, getting and you get the Cybertron Alternate Future, but it's a Maximal card, and you're like, what? And you pull another booster, and you happen to get some stuff, and then you get another Cybertron Alternate Future, and it's a Predacon faction card, and you're like, what? How many of these am I going to have to collect? Well, it's still just 28 out of 36. And if you've been following my numbers may have changed somewhat. I'm not redoing these. But I've been really going through a lot, reorganizing, adding a few in that I've missed. So for the most part, the numbering system is about the same, but some things have changed going forward. So, because I added in one here, let's see here. So that's all. Cybertron Alternate Future just gives bold 2 to alt modes in with those 4 factions. Not Mercenaries, not Quintessons. Cybertron Decepticon HQ. Blue-green, only Decepticons can get this on the flip. But Krillenheimer, you went over Decepticon HQ already. Yeah, but that was the Decepticon headquarters on Earth that canceled Scraplets, but it was not the underwater base, even though it was the underwater base. But you got to see more of what they had built down under the water. It was more than just the Nemesis, more than just the ship. So Cybertron Decepticon HQ is an image of Cybertron right as the screen is going in to show you Shockwave waking up or something like that. So each Decepticon has tough 2 until end of turn. Reduce each Autobot total pierce by 2 until end of turn. So you're going to be reducing Autobot pierce by 2. Decepticons are going to get tough 2. So, definitely a card for if you're playing with an Decepticon faction. So there's that. Let me go back, because originally this probably was number 28. And my numbering system is a little off because I added in Hasta La Vista. This is going to be number 7. I'm going to call it a day. So Hasta La Vista, Starscream. The Possession was one of the best. When they brought in the ghost of Starscream, even though in season 3 he was no longer a ghost by a certain point. This was originally going to be an action card. I've had this image for over a year. And once I really figured out what base cards were, their sort of evolution and changing, and they transformed. There's more than meets the base card. More than meets the battlefield card. That I'm like, wait a minute, I like this better. It's not a location per se, but while this card is in the battlefield, well, first of all, it's orange-green. Planes can get this on the flip. Each leader. Each leader has the plane trait while in bot mode. Each character equipped with a utility has stealth. Well, Grellenheimer, why'd you do that for? Well, of course, if everybody has stealth, then your opponent can pick. But in the meantime, if they have stealth with Hasta La Vista, you know, they're going to have to go into somebody else or someone with Brave or something. What's the point of this, Grellenheimer? Well, fine. Just doing a little something different. Because this is his sunglasses. Where are my sunglasses? That's Primal's utility. There was nothing in the detail was so slight. I barely saw it myself the first time I saw the show, because the sunglasses go choop, hasta la vista, Starscream, and he flies off. So it's a Terminator reference, and I didn't even catch it the first time I saw that. But he has sunglasses covering up his optics, which is just so funny, and so that's his utility. He's hiding behind his sunglasses. So that's where the idea for stealth is coming from here, giving each leader having the plane trait while in bot mode. Oh heavens, this would be great with aerial bots. Of course, then again, this is a base card. You can't have more than 2 base cards when you are not using the space bridge. So there's that. So we got to go over Crystal City, Cybertron, Cybertron Past, Cybertron Airspace, Cybertron Alternate Future, aka Beast Machines, Cybertron Decepticon HQ, and Hasta La Vista. More to come. Trying to keep these videos a little short. We'll see you next time. I don't know which part this was anymore, but if you like this content, throw some scraplets at the like button. And as always, Autobots, flip out and let's roll for it.